They late to the table. They late to the wave or whatever the new fad is, whatever the new game is, whatever the new genre that is. If we're doing indie games now, Xbox is late to get to the indie games. If we're doing side scrollers, they're late to get to the side scrollers. If we're doing exclusives, they're late to get to the exclusives. So that's what he's saying. I think that they've been playing catch up for a long time.
Microsoft Studio. I do know a point where they were buying a bunch of studios rather than try to get exclusive right, because then, they give your company the power to go in and make changes or not have that natural collaboration that, hey, we want to get exclusive right to the Spider-Man game rather than just go try to buy the studio, try to get the exclusive right, because then that's better relationship with the developers, the people that comes out with the game, the publishing and all that other stuff. I think that kind of, I think PlayStation does a very good job of doing that. That's the reason why they're successful, because they have developed their own Sony studios where they can produce these good games. And what is it, Naughty Dog? They have they don't need to buy. Xbox purchased Bethesda, which has, Call of Duty, Elder Scrolls, and a lot of other different titles, but they purchased them to be able to have exclusive titles for them. But they have deals going on where they allow them to have access to those games that they should have made exclusive, but they're not, because they're focused on, it goes to my next question right now, but Xbox is focused on the money.
Game Pass.
Then they're focused on Game Pass. They're not focused on, you buy our system to get XYZ. You buy our system to get access to Game Pass. According to sources on the internet, Xbox is planning on releasing Game Pass on everything, planning on getting access to Steam and everything that Steam has. There's a lot of exclusive titles that's from PlayStation on Steam. That will give them access to a lot of PlayStation games and a lot of exclusive PC games. Do that give Xbox an advantage? But before you all speak on that, I wanted to get my thoughts. I don't think the console war is over with. I think Xbox is playing a bigger role on the long-term game, because with the reports of the new Xbox coming out in 2028 or 2029 and whatever that's going to bring. But I think they're playing a long game, because they're not focused on buy our hardware. They're focused on get our subscription pass. Does that put them ahead as far as revenue?
So I think that when you say is the console war is over, that's why I said, if you stop it right now,
right,
and you have to look at what has happened so far, then you give it the PlayStation. That's why I say, if you take it so far, when you say the console war is being over, I think of like Escanor holding, Game Pass on his fingertips. Like, no, this is not over, because Game Pass, like, that's what they've put their pride, joy, and soul into. They have these companies that they bought up years ago. They've been pouring money into these games that they're going to release on Game Pass. They're bolstering Game Pass. They're even going so far as to bundle, Steam services, not bundle the services like the payments, but the app, the functionality on Windows devices with Game Pass, so that even when you can play Game Pass, they can say, oh, if you can play Game Pass on it, you can also play PlayStation and PC games as well on it.
Because you got access to the Steam.
Exactly. Once they do that, they lock down the casual game market. They still don't touch the hardcore game market, but they lock down hardcore game markets. They do the video games what Apple did to user interfaces on phones. Because you're locking down every device.
Right.
If I can get it on every device, everywhere I go, and I can only play these on PlayStation, it makes it for the casuals. Again, for the casuals, it locks down the market, and that's what's going to be good for Microsoft. I think it's a good move. They're actually doing right now what they tried to explain to us when they came out with the Xbox One and Kinect, and they wanted to go all cloud gaming,
the entertainment system,
and people were like,
"Absolutely no! So we have to be online all the time, the bandwidth."
And fast forward, and they're still doing it. They never stopped. They just dialed it back. But they never stopped. And I think it's a good move in ways. But the move away from physical is gonna bite them, I think.
Yeah, because they have a rumor that Xbox is supposed to be coming out with a handheld that's going to give you access to Epic Games. It's going to give you access to Steam. It's going to give you access to Game Pass and whatever's on those platforms.